There is something you can do today that will forever change your life. This is the most important thing you can do in your life. And that is clean out your trunk. Yes, I said it, clean out your trunk, okay? I want everybody to raise their hand in here if you love cleaning out your car. And hold on, before you raise your hand, I'm talking about where you get the foam brush and you really scrub, you wax it, you shine the tires, you get in the inside, you vacuum the front seat, the back seat, underneath the seat. And then you get a rag and you wipe the console down, and then you get into the crevices where you might find something off the Stranger Things, right? Raise your hand if you like cleaning your car out like that. Okay, we have some weird folks in here. No judgment, no judgment. But like most of you in here, cleaning out my car wasn't the top priority in my life. I would much rather take my baby girl. I have a 5-year-old daughter. She looks just like me. She's beautiful. I'm the tall caramel macchiato. She's the short caramel macchiato. And I take her to the automatic car wash. And when I take her to the automatic car wash, I pay the money, I go in, and we act like we're at Six Flags or an amusement park. And when we get in, the suds start dropping down, the brush drops down, the dryer's going off, and she's like, oh, this is amazing. Then when we get done, she's like, Dada, can we do it again? I'm like, no, baby girl, we gotta go vacuum. She's like, okay, I'll vacuum, I'll help you. I'm like, yes, I don't have to do it all by myself. So we get into the car, we vacuum the front seat, the back seat, but we never touch the forbidden trunk. Even when I'm by myself, I never touch that forbidden trunk. Like, for what? Nobody's gonna see it. Like, when's the last time somebody came up to you and was like, hey, let me see that trunk? Never. When you get a new car, nobody's like, hey, let me see that back space you got there. Let me see that trunk. Nobody does that. So what I do when I go pick up somebody from the airport, if I have junk back there, I just throw it in the trunk. Nobody's gonna see it. But this all changed late August 2017. I was driving back from Buffalo to Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's an 18-hour drive. I just accepted an injury settlement from the Buffalo Bills. I got a concussion, and I finished my 4th year as an NFL player. And in this moment, I was like, Shmuel, your career's done. You don't want to play football anymore. You're ready to transition. You know NFL stands for not for long. It's a temp job. So you're on to bigger and better things. I wish somebody would have told my emotions this, because my emotions started to flood in. It started to say, Shmuel, like, do you not remember the sacrifices it took to get there? Shmuel, do you not remember the late night studying? Shmuel, do you not remember the hills you ran, the stadiums, the 400-meter dashes where your legs were burning and you felt like you couldn't do it anymore, but you kept on pushing? Shmuel, don't forget about those massages and the hot tubs and the cold tubs and the free things I got. And let's not forget about the community that I had since I was 8 years old and the mission that drove me every day, and it was gone just like that. And guess what I said to myself as these emotions were rolling through my mind? I bet you can't guess. Shmuel, you tripping. It's not that big of a deal. You on to bigger and better things. And so what do? I turned on the music, I vibed out, and I got home, and I did what any normal person would do after driving 18 hours amped up on Red Bull. I went to go wash my car. You wouldn't do that? So when I got to the car wash, I started to really clean. I got the foam brush, scrubbing, shine the outside, shine the tires, open the door, vacuum the front seat, the back seat, and I was feeling so accomplished. I was like, okay, I'm really gonna clean this trunk today. So when I got to the trunk, I popped it open, opened it, and a whole bunch of baggage. And have you ever wanted to do something, but you saw how much work it would take, so you were like, I don't want to do it anymore? Say yes if you ever felt that way. So I was like, man, no, I don't want to take out all the bags, so let me just be clever and lift up the bags and vacuum underneath it. And so I started to pick up the bags, but the bags were so heavy that I could barely lift it up, and I was vacuuming underneath it, but I couldn't get all the areas. And then boom, God hit me in the stomach with a 1-2 punch, quicker than Floyd Mayweather. And I heard him say, Shamil, this is what you're doing in your life. You're holding on to the baggage that I'm trying to get you to let go of. You're holding on to the baggage that I'm trying to get you to let go of. Heavy, I know. We often take care of the things that are visible, not the things that are unseen. We clean the outside and the parts that our neighbors, friends, and family members can see. But we throw away the junk in our trunk, like the anger, the shame, the past traumas, the guilt, the parts of us that we don't want anybody to see, and we lock it away in the trunk. And let me tell you guys a little secret. It's still there. And this was the moment when I realized the most important thing you can do in your life is clean out your trunk. Clean out your emotional trunk. Because how often do you say, oh, it's not that big of a deal, and you throw it into the back of your mind and you act like it's not there? Just like me in the car when I was driving home, I threw away the emotions that I was feeling. But God knew where I was, and he said, Shamil, you're holding on to it, and I'm trying to get you to let go of. And as you hold on to this stuff, you're hurting your potential. You're hurting your purpose. You're hurting opportunities, as well as you're hurting relationships. And when I did this in my life, as I started to think about it, I was like, man, this is a disruption. This is a distraction. But if I go on this journey of cleaning out my emotional trunk, this could be my defender. And so maybe you're thinking to yourself right now, like, okay, I have some junk in my trunk that I need to clean out. But where do I go from here? I'm glad you asked. You have to take massive action. Massive action. So what I started to do, I started to throw out all the bags in my trunk, all of them. People thought I was crazy as they were driving by. But I started to really deep clean. And as I was deep cleaning my trunk, I thought to myself, okay, I take my car to get the engine flushed out, the oil changed, the tires rotated. So why don't I do that with myself? Why don't I service my own life? And you have to take responsibility, and that's what I started to do. And so Monday through Saturday, I take 15 minutes each day. And I reflect, and I declutter the day, and I remove the baggage from each day. Because when I was in the NFL, after every practice, what did we do? We watched the film, and we evaluated ourselves. And then on Sunday, after the game, you come back and you evaluate the game. You have people on the iPad on the airplane watching the game immediately. So every day I took time to remove the baggage. And then on Sunday, I take a couple hours and I reflect and I remove the baggage from the week. And as I started to do this, man, I started to remove the limiting beliefs. I started to remove the past traumas. I started to remove the guilt, the shame, the anger. And as I was thinking about it, one special moment, I call it special because I'll tell you in a little bit. There was a coach when I was in high school. I played quarterback. I thought I was pretty good. And I lost my position. I threw a bad pass, and my coach ripped me to shreds, cussed me out. You probably have somebody in your life you're thinking about right now who did that to you. And as he was cussing me out, all my friends were in the back like, Shamil's getting cussed out. Oh, my gosh. And I heard them. And from that moment forward, I was like, Shamil, okay, you can't ever make a mistake again. Because if you do, you're going to feel that same experience. You're going to feel those same feelings. And as I was reflecting, I was thinking about what did it cost me in the past by holding on and choosing that belief for my life. It caused me to be timid. It caused me not to play full out for life. It caused me not to go all in relationships. I didn't get a big D1 scholarship because I was always hesitating. I didn't get to my second contract in the NFL because I was always thinking about not making a mistake. But what hit me the most was this right here. I thought about what would it cost me if I held on to this 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20. And as you're thinking about this, think about something that you're holding on to. And what will it cost you 20 years from now? And what will you say to yourself as you look yourself in the mirror? Will you be happy? Will you be ashamed? And as I looked myself in the mirror, I was like, Shmuel, you're failing. Not just because of wealth, not because of success as far as money, but as far as me being a father. So I was thinking about, if I held on to this, I would be passing this down to my daughter. And I want to be the type of father that looks my daughter in the eyes and tells her, baby girl, don't worry about failing. Failing is a prerequisite to success. Baby girl, failing? Come on now, that doesn't define you, that refines you. Failing? Come on now, you only do two things in life. You either win or you learn. Failing doesn't make you less valuable. But in order for me to say that to her, I have to say it to myself, and I have to forgive myself for everything I have cost myself in the past. And I started to forgive myself. Because life is short. Life is ticking away every second, every minute, every hour. And I don't want to be 60 years old in hospice, passing away from cancer, 85 pounds soaking wet, thinking about what could I have done differently. Because my mom passed away from cancer my third year in the NFL. And I got a chance to be with my mom in the hospital for a month and a half. And I learned that she wanted to travel. I learned that she wanted to be in the Army. I learned that she had dreams. She had aspirations. But she never let go of the baggage in her trunk. And so she wasn't living life to the fullest. She was always being weighed down by the junk in her trunk. And I think about this daily now to myself. If my mom knew she was going to die at 58 from cancer, 85 pounds soaking wet, would she have lived her life differently? I would say yes. Yes. And I'm not telling you guys this for you to feel bad for me, because after this, if you come up to me and say, I'm sorry for your loss, I will punch you in your throat, okay? But I'm saying this to let you know that we need to go on this journey. And life is ticking away every second, every minute, every hour. So what are we going to do with the time we have now? Because it's not only good enough to know that we need to clean out the emotional junk in our trunk. We must take massive action today, right now. So I'm challenging you to think about what's in your trunk. What can I clean out? What is one thing I can do to leave here? Because we need to go on this journey of having a garage sale every day, throwing away the trash, the regret, the pain, the past trauma, and let it go. The brokenness. I mean, I have a bowling ball. I'm a really good bowler. And I have a bowling ball that I left in my trunk for a while, and it was banging around every time I turned to left or made a right or made a hard stop. And then when I went to go bowl, the bowling ball was broke. And I plan on going to get it fixed. But just like that bowling ball was broken, it can be fixed. We can fix our broken relationships with friends, family, and even broken relationships with ourselves. Because I remember when I played in the NFL, the pinnacle of football, I was still looking myself in the mirror and I didn't like what I saw. And as I'm going on this journey of cleaning out my trunk, I'm realizing I'm finding treasure. I'm finding things that I love about myself. I'm finding strength that I never knew that I had. I know that I'm valuable. I'm finding lost ambition, lost goals, lost dreams. So let's go on this journey and clean out our emotional trunk so we can live to our full potential, our full purpose, and die fulfilled. Thank you.